Going to talk to us a little bit about oysters and romance. Sally James, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Of course, this is the big day. I'm a husband, I'm a father with 2 daughters, and this is the day when I go out and I have to really put on my best suit. I got to look my best, I got to act my best, and I got to bring those flowers and chocolates home to the wife. And,
You're not doing that every day?
Well, you make a good point. I mean, I definitely should be doing this every day. But, of course, this is the big day where we celebrate. Everyone's going out to dinner, and it's the whole Haza Gaza. Do you got some great tips for us guys out there that really want to spice up the romance this evening?
Well, what about taking a chance? Because, frankly, restaurants are so booked out. It's so hard to get in, and sometimes it's nice just to make a nice romantic occasion at your home and do something really special. And really, you've got the champagne, of course, but there is nothing more special and more historically special for Valentine's than some beautiful oysters. They're silky, they're full of zinc, they're renowned aphrodisiacs. I mean, look at Casanova. He was popping 50 at a time. So,
Now, this is true. Oysters have been a known aphrodisiac, ever since I can remember. And I remember the first time as an adult I actually had oysters. And literally you could feel the effects. You become very amorous after a few oysters.
Absolutely. And they're extremely healthy too. So, it's a win-win all round. And actually, it is a seafood, one of these unusual occasions where it's a farmed seafood, or wild, but farming it actually does help clean the ocean, the way the oysters process. It's amazing how much water goes in and out of one little oyster. It might go in not so clean, out sparkling clean. So the oysters are doing a wonderful thing for the whole world, really. And there's a brand new farm that I'm loving to hear about. They're up in Washington, just outside of the entrance to the Puget Sound. And it's Squim Bay is the area. It's near Port Angeles, but it's Jamestown Seafood. They're producing these beautiful Squim Bay oysters, and because it's before there's been any urbanization, it's very pristine waters, and they're doing Pacific oysters. They're doing the tumble farmed, which are ones that are sort of get to roll around in the water that they call the blue opals, and then the jades, which sit on the beach. And get farmed that way. And so they're quite, different in characteristics, but they're just one of the most beautiful oysters I've experienced. Really lovely.
Well, now, for, the first time I had oysters as an adult, actually, no, the first time I had oysters as an adult, they were great. They were the smaller oysters you can just kind of slurp down, and everything was good.
Mm-hmm.
So then I thought I was being Mr. Romantic. I was up in Las Vegas with my wife, and I ordered some half-shell oysters, and they brought these massive oysters that the entire romance vibe was probably killed by the fact that we could not slurp these things down. They're massive. When we're ordering oysters, do you suggest we order the smaller oysters? How do we order them by name? Is there a certain style? How does this work?
Well, there are so many different oyster farming areas, and it's really a matter of really speaking to the chef, the oyster expert, and asking them where they come from and getting the characteristics of them, because, the Pacifics, for example, they can grow very big, but you can also get them very small. So, it's really a matter of just asking the chef for their advice and saying what you prefer. Saying you prefer the small, plump, silky ones or the really large ones. And then, a step beyond, when you're looking at Valentine's Day and preparing something, there is nothing more gorgeous than just some plain oysters in the shell with a little mignonette or I just like a squeeze of lime. But,
Me too.
If you want to make it even more sexy, there's nothing more beautiful than a silky oyster chowder, like with a potato soup base and a few oysters sitting on top of that. That's really beautiful. Or even doing a champagne oyster shooter.
Oh, nice.
So,
would you suggest champagne is a good pairing with oysters then? Oysters and champagne, you got the romance right there built in.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. And I also recommend a nice crisp Semillon, say like one out of the Hunter Valley, like the Brokenwood Semillon.
Yeah.
It's like lemon, but with that complexity that a Semillon brings. And if you pour a little of that in the oyster shell and then shoot it, It's magic.
That is magic. And I got to say, I was looking on Facebook and I was watching a poll that was conducted by a friend of mine, the most romantic thing that your significant other has ever done. And you mentioned earlier that staying at home and making just a very fine romantic dinner at home is a guaranteed win. And, you're right. A lot of the women responded was, their most romantic memory was their husband or boyfriend staying home, making the meal all themselves, lighting the candles at home, and just having a nice, quiet, romantic evening at home.
Beautiful, beautiful. Particularly in those households where the men don't usually cook.
Yeah.
Then, it's such a beautiful surprise. And It shows they've put in some real effort rather than just booked a table at a restaurant.
Absolutely.
Charming.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, fun facts for the day. The average number of wedding proposals, Sally James, taking place on Valentine's Day is 220,000. And it's 10% of the total marriage proposals taking place in a year. Can you imagine that?
Oh, good grief. I don't know what to make of that.
They said,
I'd like to know how many of those last.
Apparently, that's the entire population of Scottsdale, Arizona, 220,000 people. So there's roughly the entire population of a small city doing wedding proposals tonight on Valentine's Day. And, of course, we wish you a lifetime of romance and a lifetime of luck and everything else that we can give you here from the What's Cookin' show. Sally James, so, of course, recommending definitely some oysters. And Jamestown Seafood, right there, is it Squim Bay? Is a great place.
Squim. And go to their website, jamestownsseafood.com, and you can see all those recipes, because I actually gave them my recipes. So,
oh, that's great.
You can get them there.
And, of course, Sally James, if we want to catch you on CRN Digital Talk, how do we hear your show?
We tune in Monday nights, 7 to 8. Pacific Standard Time, and listen to Slow Living Radio.
Absolutely. Slow Living Radio. And Sally James, you are quite the professional, and I'm looking forward to tuning in to this last Monday's episode. I'm sure you gave some great Valentine's tips there as well.
Well, it was a good one about school and kids.
Oh, so. There we go. I got kids in school, so there we go. I'll tune in for that then. Absolutely. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's evening tonight, and happy Valentine's Day to you.
Thanks. Happy Valentine's Day to you, too.
Thank you so much. Sally James, be sure to catch her on Slow Living Radio. Yeah. Monday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. We'll be back right after this.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal, marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
Mortgage rates are at all-time lows. If you have not refinanced your current mortgage in the last few years, you could be losing thousands of dollars a year by paying too high of an APR. And the place to call is LendingTree to find out how low you can go. We can match you with lenders offering some of the lowest rates APRs available. Some APRs are lower than 3%. Imagine how much money you can save every month if your current mortgage is at 6% or higher. And all it takes is one free call to LendingTree to match you with a lender who may be able to lower your current home mortgage rate. Learn how to potentially save thousands by refinancing your current mortgage. Call LendingTree right now. NMLS 1136.
800-628-5067. 800-628-5067. 800-628-5067. That's 800-628-5067.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you have severe knee or back pain and you have Medicare or private insurance, we have great news. Finally, there's a way to reduce your pain without surgery or taking medications. Call us today and learn how you can qualify to get a pain-relieving knee or back brace at little or no cost to you. We'll even ship your brace for free. If you have excruciating knee or back pain and you have Medicare or private insurance, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving, nearly invisible knee or back brace at little or no cost to you. I've used one, they're comfortable and they work, and we guarantee your happiness. So call right now and get yours. I promise, we're here to take your call. Thank you.
800-290-0759. 800-290-0759. 800-290-0759. That's 800-290-0759.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the What's Cooking Today show. I'm Eric Hines. Michael Horn out on assignment. And we're celebrating Valentine's Day. We just got off the line with Sally James from Slow Living Radio. Be sure to check out her show Monday evening, 7 p.m. Pacific. And boy, she's got really great advice. Wine educator, chef extraordinaire. I mean, and she really broke it down. If you want to find out more about the oysters that she mentioned, that's Jamestown Seafood, and that's JamestownSeafood.com, or you could find them on Facebook. Just look up Jamestown Seafood, and all their oysters come from Squim Bay. Apparently, that's a really big deal. If you look on the internet, it's kind of a big deal that the Squim Bay oysters tend to be a more premium oyster. So be sure to check it out, JamestownSeafood.com. And going back to Valentine's Day facts, here's some interesting ones. I always wondered about the origin of Valentine's Day. Of course, we think Saint Valentine. But apparently the most popular theory about Valentine's Day's origin is that Emperor Claudius II didn't want Roman men to marry during wartime. So Bishop Valentine went against his wishes and performed secret weddings. For this, Valentine was jailed and executed. While in jail, he wrote a note to the jailer's daughter signing it, "From your Valentine." So that's very sweet and very tragic. All great love stories are sweet and tragic, aren't they? Also, in Victorian times, it was considered bad luck to sign a Valentine's Day card. So, I'm going to kind of go with that. I think the Valentine's Day card I get for my wife today will not include my signature, but it might say something to the effect of "From your Valentine." Again, kind of referring the original origins there. Also, based on retail statistics, about 3% of pet owners will give Valentine's Day gifts to their pets. That's kind of cute. Yeah, if you got a pet out there, get them a Valentine's Day bone or something, or Valentine's Day kitty toy. About 1 billion Valentine's Day cards are exchanged each year. We keep hitting these billion numbers, 14.7 billion for the floral industry, 1 billion for the chocolate industry, and about 1 billion Valentine's Day cards are exchanged each year. This makes it the second largest seasonal card sending time of the year. So this is the second largest seasonal card sending time of the year. And if you're single, don't despair. You can celebrate Singles Awareness Day instead on Valentine's Day. And the acronym for that is SAD, S-A-D, Singles Awareness Day. So be sure to celebrate that if you are, in fact, alone this Valentine's Day. But, hey, I've been alone plenty of Valentine's Day, and I'll tell you, I've made the best of it. Meant as an alternative to Valentine's Day, the holiday is for single people to celebrate or to commiserate in their single status. Yeah. Today, here's a little funny meme. Today may be Singles Awareness Day, but chin up, tomorrow is Half-Price Candy Day, and that is true. You could pop over to Finland, where Valentine's Day is called, I'm going to try this, Ystävänpäivä, which translates into Friends Day. It's more about remembering your buddies than your loved ones. So there you go. You could always celebrate Friends Day. Ystävänpäivä. I butchered that totally. I know I did. And also, many believe the X symbol became synonymous with the kiss in medieval times. People who couldn't write their names signed in front of a witness with an X. The X was then kissed to show their sincerity. So that's kind of the legend of the X. I don't know where the O came from. Girls of medieval times again ate bizarre foods so they could dream of their future spouse. And there's so many. I mean, Valentine's Day has so much lore behind it. There's so much history behind Valentine's Day. In 1537, England's King Henry VII officially declared February 14th the holiday of St. Valentine's Day. So it looks like King Henry VII was quite the romantic himself, declaring this day, February 14th, the holiday of St. Valentine's Day. Yeah, thank you there, King Henry. Also, physicians in the 1800s commonly advised their patients to eat chocolate to calm their pining for lost love. And there's actually, I believe there's scientific fact that backs that up, that there are endorphins in your body that are released when you eat chocolate that kind of emulate the love feeling. So this is something I kind of picked up throughout my years of understanding weird miscellaneous facts. So that's there could be some truth there. Richard Cadbury, of course, the man behind the chocolate. More than 35 million heart-shaped boxes of chocolate will be sold for Valentine's Day. And I mean, on and on and on. And the flowers, there's actually a breakdown as to how many flowers you should buy for your loved one. Here's a breakdown. In Bangkok, a bunch of a dozen roses are sold at the rate of $487. And for one rose is $45. Hong Kong is $205. In Singapore, $148 for a dozen. In London, $96 for a dozen. In Africa, $90. And in US, it's $75. So we by far have the cheapest. Yeah, they're certainly not cheap on Valentine's Day. I'm guessing there's some price gouging going on there. Yeah. And each color of rose sent on Valentine's Day has some meaning. Red roses mean love and respect. Pink says, I'm having sweet thoughts about you. And a white rose stands for purity and says, I am worthy of you. So remember when you're buying those roses, guys. Stick around, more great stuff coming up. We're going to talk to John Nayland, how to turn your Valentine's Day into Valentine's year. Sally James earlier kind of referenced that. We'll find out from James Nayland when we come back right here on the What's Cooking Today show.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
When you've been married for 45 years, you begin to
finish each other's sentences.
Like how Kmart is now
a preferred Medicare Part D pharmacy with
co-pays as low as $1, which means we save lots of money. So I can finally build that
woman cave in the basement, Loretta's lair.
Wait, what?
Oh, you heard me.
Head to Kmart Pharmacy today for Medicare Part D copays as low as $1. Kmart Pharmacy accepts most Medicare Part D plans and is preferred in many. Visit any Kmart Pharmacy for details or go to kmartpharmacy.com to find a location nearest you.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
When you really want Italian food, really good Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Why? Well, here's a couple of reasons. Value. You get a lot for your money along with a load of deliciousness. You're not eating corporate food. Columbo's is family owned and faithful to their long-held family recipes. We're talking service that's never fawning. You'll never get, "Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'll be your server tonight." Please. Jazz every night. Sizzling steaks, luscious fish entrees, yummy Italian specialties, and the world's greatest meatballs. Need I say more? Oh, I will. Value, deliciousness, Italian family specialties, friendly service. Columbo's. Yes! That little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's. Mangia.
Wake up, little Susie, wake up. Wake up, little Susie, wake up. We gotta go home.
Welcome back, everybody, to the What's Cooking Today show. I'm Eric Hines, and I wanted to wish all you lovers out there a happy Valentine's Day. And for all of you celebrating Singles Awareness Day, I hope this sad day is good for you. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyways, we have John Nayland on the line, love expert extraordinaire. And Sally James made a reference earlier to me, celebrating Valentine's Day all throughout the year. And what better man to help me do that than love expert John Nayland. Hey, John, how's it going, my friend?
Doing very good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. And I mentioned to Sally James earlier in the show, I said, today's the day I dress up and I, act my best and I become the man that I'm supposed to be. And she says, why aren't you doing this every day of the year? John, help me out. What do I got to do that?
Well, what I did years ago, first off, when I got married 33 years ago, I didn't want to get married. So I saw how married couples treat each other.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to date my entire life. I don't want to be married.
There we go.
My whole life.
Yeah.
So I treat every day as a date, and I start every day off as if I'm at the last 4 hours of my life. And I say, right now, I've had 4 hours left to breathe. What is most important to have occurred of my lifetime? And one of the most important things was I want to be the kind of spouse I'd like to have had. So I make it my business on a daily basis to keep it fresh. And, there's nothing in this world, more important than my wife to me. Yet it's so easy to put things that aren't as important as our spouse before our spouse.
Oh, boy,
we date our wife, she rides in the front seat with us, and then once we get married, we put her in the back seat.
Yeah, that's true, my friend. When I met my wife, it was love at first sight. I mean, if you believe in that kind of thing, I certainly do. And love at first sight, and we were married shortly thereafter, and treated her like a queen. But then the real world, quote unquote, sets in, and it's like I became married to my job. I'm more concerned about my career, and I put her in the back seat as well. And we realized after years that this formula doesn't work. Family first, love first, and then everything else kind of follows after. Is that a fair assessment?
That I couldn't say it any clearer. I wrote a book about this called "How to Live the Life You've Yet to Dream," and it talks a lot about why we have these issues and why we end up putting things before our spouse. We have fear plays a big role in this.
Oh, absolutely.
We're afraid we work because we're afraid we're not going to progress, we're going to lose our job, and we let fear be our decision maker for us, and it most often doesn't make the best decision for us.
Oh man, tell me about it. It's if we're thinking about providing for our family. We're guys. We're men. We got to be the one bringing home the bacon. And the paper chase oftentimes consumes our mind. And next thing you know, years go by. And what have we done with ourselves?
Yeah, what can you do? You can't buy time. No matter how wealthy you are, you can't buy time.
That's it.
If you go to my website, www.johnneyland, that's Neyland, I make anniversary movies, not videos,
cool.
movies.
Oh, that's great, man.
Check those out. You get some ideas. You said queen. My wife became queen years ago here in our house, and as a matter of fact, one thing I did, I made a logo for her. It's a crown with a QK above it for Queen Karen.
Oh, that's great.
And so in my house, above the butler pantry, there's a piece of tile with that logo there. I've got it on the front door steps. I got a street sign that says Queen's Way.
Oh, my gosh, that's
throughout
cool.
the house. And the reason I do that is it does keep Valentine, something every listener can do that's cheap, cheap, cheap. And look at the impact it has on your wife. So you make a big deal today. Today's Valentine's, and they're expecting it, and they're not disappointed when you finally follow through and you do Valentine's. But what if they came home Friday morning when you woke them up in bed, you woke them up with a cup of coffee, with a cup that had their name on it, however you want to call her, Princess June, or whatever the name's going to be. You can go to Cafe Press and have a glass made with whatever name you want in there, serve them that for breakfast, and tell me your day and the weekend's not a lot different.
Oh man, I thought I scored a home run by cleaning out the refrigerator and freezer this weekend. I think I might have missed the mark a bit.
No, you probably did. I mean, I don't doubt you did do that, but I really think we're not taught, particularly as guys, we're not. My father used to tell us he can't tell us he loves us because he didn't know what love is. You can love chocolate, you can love candy, you can love a woman. What's love mean? So I heard that my whole life. My wife and I started dating when I was 16, and she would tell me in high school in the courtyard that she loved me, and it make the hair stand up on the back of my neck. I was so embarrassed. You know what? I couldn't tell her I loved her. I told her I liked her a lot.
Wow. But to you that meant that was more, because you were taught this whole time that love was kind of a fleeting thing and it just kind of applies to everything. And
well, also I was taught by my father that love made you weak, that a man doesn't love.
Oh boy.
That's a weakness to love. The love care with my father, to love, care, or cry made you weak.
Oh man.
So I finally realized one day, I do love this girl. She's the best thing ever happened in my life. And I'll be doggone if somebody's going to tell me, you tell me I'm weak, excuse my French now, guys, but you tell me I'm weak, I'll whip your ass. I'm not weak. I love my wife.
I'm glad you're saying this too, because I guess part of this new generation is kind of getting away from those old adages of love makes a man weak, and a woman will bring you down. I mean, I think we're in this generation, we've realized that couldn't be further from the truth.
No, I think women are. I think they're wholly unappreciated on the grand scheme of things. So I've tried to. My wife is my queen, and you come to my house, buddy, you'll see it. You could go to that website, call me back and look at it. I mean, I've done some rather lavish things in Las Vegas. The Wynn Hotel knows us there. Because one anniversary, we showed up there. A limousine takes us to the front door. They meet us at the door. They have her sign or QK sign out there. We get in the room, and every towel on it has her insignia embroidered in there.
Oh
by the
my
Wynn Hotel.
Oh man, you really struck a home run with that one. That is really a great idea. Oh,
and
man.
That was just the start of it.
That is
so
great.
I would think for any guy out there or any girl out there, whoever you are, if you love somebody, there's nothing truer in this world than love. I think it's the most powerful force. If everybody in this world would replace hate with love, we would have no problems.
Yeah,
period.
Absolutely, I agree with you, my friend.
How many more world wars do we have if we replace hate with love?
Oh man! Well, and think about politics.
I love you.
Absolutely. Well, and think about politics too, with all the infighting that they have, and this guy versus that guy, and left versus right. If we all exercised a little bit more love at home, we could then take that love and expand it out into the rest of the world in everything we do.
Well, the reason I think it makes sense is I think our concept of humanity is wrong. I think every human being in the world, we're connected. I think we're one.
Yeah,
we're all part of a giant organism.
I'm with you on that, John. I'm totally with you on that.
So there's no point in fighting each other. If every time I go to the convenience store or Circle K, I make it my point to try to put a smile on the teller's face, because I see how people treat the person that sells the groceries or the goods.
Oh, yeah.
And they treat it like they're a non-person. So what that does is, I was trying to that creates collective momentum. If I can make her day better, it in turn makes my day better. And I think about it throughout the course of days and weeks going forward.
And the butterfly effect. Next thing you know, the entire world has changed from small actions. Now, John Neyland, or the website is johnneyland.com. It's JOHNNEYLAND.com. Check out his book, How to Live the Life You've Yet to Dream. Also, check out all those great videos right there on the website. John, I'm going to talk to you after the break here, so stay on the line, would you?
Fantastic.
Guys, stick around. More great stuff coming up here on the What's Cooking Today show. I'm Eric Hines. That was John Neyland. We'll be back right after this.
The U.S. economy has been getting stronger, and home values have been increasing. This good economic news presents a unique financial opportunity for you. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Many of our clients have been taking cash out of their homes, a strategy that might work for you. The smart move is to refinance your mortgage right now with Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.18%, APR 4.35%. Call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN to see how much we can lower your mortgage payment. For 7 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. And for the third year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
The baby is just so beautiful.
Mom, this baby is a toddler now. Sammy's into absolutely everything. We've been working on childproofing. That's why we called Budget Blinds to come put in motorized blinds and shades.
Those beautiful new window treatments are motorized?
Yeah, you just use this remote. See?
Oh, that is so great. But what does it have to do with baby proofing?
No cords. Nothing for Sammy to grab hold of.
Wow, I never thought of that.
Yeah, it's more of a necessity than a luxury when you have kids.
My grandson is beautiful. My daughter is brilliant. And now I need Budget Blinds to come to my house right away.
Budget Blinds helps you childproof your home with the luxury of cordless motorized window coverings. And during the Luxury Within Reach event, the more you buy, the more you save, with savings up to $2,000. Hurry and call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now before this offer ends, or go online to budgetblinds.com. Don't miss out. Call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now. Offer good on select products at participating independently owned and operated franchises. Restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
Guys, the website again for John Neyland is johnneyland.com. That's JOHNNEYLAND.com. And boy, I got to tell you, I talked with John real briefly after the break here. And yeah, he's an amazing guy, a spokesperson. He's out there. He's trying to make a difference and trying to change the world. And I mean, what better way to do that than through love? And of course, as we celebrate Valentine's Day today, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Today is the day. And, you know, he made some great points. Live every day like it's your last. You got 4 hours of life left. What are you going to do? You got that beautiful woman sitting across from you that's been there with you, that's toughed it out with you. What are you going to do? You got 4 hours of life left. What are you going to do? So let's celebrate that today and every day, like John said. I thought it was really cute how he'd get those Queensway street signs, and I think that's really kind of cool. And then at the Wynn Hotel, he had all of the towels embroidered with her initials. What better way to really celebrate your love and your life with your wife than to do something as fantastic as that? I got to really give it to him. Round of applause for John Neyland, guys. Thank you for joining us on the show. More fun factoids, though, of course. Very interesting day, Valentine's Day, a very big consumer holiday. Well, for those of you that might not necessarily be seeing the up and up on Valentine's Day, if you go to Hooters, they'll give you free wings for shredding a photo of your ex on Valentine's Day. So if you and the ex had a falling out, a lot of people apparently get dumped the week before Valentine's Day. Apparently that's a trend. So if you're one of those people, take a photo of your ex to Hooters, shred it right there at Hooters, and they'll give you an order of free wings. And of course, what better way to wallow in pity than to indulge in some great food? Speaking of that, Wendy's debuting some new bacon ranch fries. So after you get some wings over at Hooters, head over to Wendy's, get those bacon ranch fries, and I'm sure the combination will set you straight. Good stuff. Now, speaking of fast food, McDonald's, and this has kind of been a controversy, almost a conspiracy for years. If you have an irrationally dirty mind and you've ever looked at the golden arches at McDonald's logo and you maybe thought to yourself they look like boobs, well, you're actually right. Of course, the double arch logo was made to look like an M for McDonald's, but design consultant Louis Cheskin also found value in the logo looking like a pair of nourishing mom boobs. That's kind of creepy. According to Eric Schlosser, the author of Fast Food Nation, The Dark Side of the All-American Meal, McDonald's was going to change its logo in the 60s, but Cheskin used his psychology skills to convince the brand that subliminally boob-shaped arches would help attract customers. Consistent with the Freudian belief that humans are sexually driven, McDonald's was convinced to keep the logo, in fact, and rounded the M even more in its remain sense. If driving by McDonald's make you feel some type of way, well, it was on purpose. And speaking of funny-shaped objects, heart-shaped donuts, cupcake-flavored coffee arrive at Dunkin' Donuts. So if you do want to have a quick, nice little breakfast for your wife on the way to work, you're dropping her off, get her a heart-shaped donut over at Dunkin' Donuts, maybe some cupcake-flavored coffee. And if you're one of those if you're one of those 220,000 people that are proposing on Valentine's Day, there's also a lot of people that get married on Valentine's Day. Well, if you plan on getting married on Valentine's Day, do not get married in the Czech Republic's cemetery, Church of All Saints. It's not your average European cathedral, and it's pretty easy to see why. It's home of the Sedlik Ossuary, a Roman Catholic chapel in Kutná Hora, and home to the repurposed skeletons of approximately 40,000 to 70,000 dead people. They've actually used the bones to decorate the chapel. The appropriately named Bone Church boasts a colorful history, one that began long before skulls and femurs were even in the picture. Flashback to the 13th century when an abbot from the Sedlik Monastery returned from Jerusalem with soil from the alleged burial ground of Jesus Christ himself. He sprinkled it throughout the church's cemetery, thus rendering it a widely sought resting place for the dead. The lack of available real estate became particularly problematic after the bubonic plague. The parish found itself overwhelmed with bodies and nowhere to put them. A crypt was later erected. The older remains were dug up, cleaned, and stored in the said crypt, which, you guessed it, filled up also pretty quickly as well. So the Czech chapel is decorated with human bones all throughout the place. Very interesting. It wasn't until 1870 that the property owners commissioned František Rindt, a Czech woodcarver, to redecorate and design the chapel using the skeletons. Rindt bleached the bones to create a universal color for his designs, and arranged them in a macabre, chilling sculptures, a massive chandelier, 4 additional candelabras, several bone pyramids, a family crest, and so much more. Man, this is so creepy. I got to see pictures of this. I would say just Google the Czech cemetery, Church of All Saints. So I'm guessing not too many people are getting married in that church. Also, if you are one of those people that missed any portion of the show, be sure to go to crntalk.com. Of course, our interview with Sally James, we talked about oysters, the aphrodisiac. They don't know if it's the zinc or what, but something gets people going if you eat some of those oysters. Like I said, if you're like me, don't get one of those massive oysters. All the romance goes out the window if you have a hard time swallowing those things, start choking on them. So just mind you, get the small ones. Again, 15% of women send themselves flowers on Valentine's Day. For Single Awareness Day, $1 billion worth of chocolate, and apparently over 50% of all Valentine's Day cards are purchased 6 days prior to the holiday, making Valentine's Day a procrastinator's delight. Well, I got to tell you, I buy it the day of, and I always have. Is that bad? Oh, I don't know. Also, the red rose was the favorite flower of Venus, the love goddess, and that's part of the reason why we use red roses. There we go. Yeah. Guys, stick around. Final segment coming up on the What's Cooking Today show. If you missed any portion of this show, be sure to go to the website, crntalk.com. Download archives of all your favorite shows, including this one. Check out our interview with Sally James, all about oysters and the aphrodisiac. Great tips on making Valentine's Day more romantic. And also check out our interview with John Nealand. Boy, John, he really set us straight. He told us how to make Valentine's Day every day of the year. And boy, he had some great tips for that. Check out his website, johnneyland.com, JOHNNEYLAND.com. I'm Eric Hines. Stick around. More great stuff coming up right here on this Valentine's edition of the What's Cooking Today show.
Announcing a new handmade glass collection from Crystal Light Bohemia in the Czech Republic, established in 1794. The tradition of the factory remains, making handmade Bohemian glass with a family heritage and dedication for the finest craftsmanship, creating Czech glassware, the finest glassware in the world. Now, Crystal Light Bohemia brings this new and traditional glassware to the United States, featuring our world-renowned crystal products at reasonable prices. Crystal Light Bohemia also announces our new technology, titanium crystal glass, an abrasion and chip-resistant, shatter-resistant, crystal-clear, brilliant shine, and fire-polished crystal glassware like no other. Smooth to the touch, this lead-free crystal glassware is dishwasher-safe, stronger and durable, yet so delicate to the eye, and it's in demand worldwide. Find out more and order your glassware today at crystallight.org, crystalite.org.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right, for you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right, in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. And little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy's special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
Welcome back, everybody, to this Valentine's Day edition of the What's Cooking Today show. I'm Eric Horns. I'm Eric Hines, filling in for Michael Horn, who is out on assignment this Valentine's Day. I have a feeling Mike is out getting his Valentine's Day gifts all lined up, and we'll find out from him when he returns. Some more interesting Valentine's Day facts. And apparently in 2011, Iran banned Valentine's cards, gifts, teddy bears, and other Valentine's token as part of an Islamic Republic backlash against the spread of Western culture. Additionally, some religious activists in India and Pakistan protest Valentine's Day as a day of shame and of lust. They view it as a Western holiday in which Westerners satisfy their sex thirst. Yeah, I don't know about that. I would tend to say it's probably quite the opposite. I think it's where Westerners actually really kind of give a lot of love to the people they love. I think it's a very humble holiday. On Valentine's Day in the year 2000, the producers of Viagra, Pfizer company, funded an impotence awareness day in Britain. Apparently on Valentine's Day in the year 2000. Wow, that's kind of humiliating. Anyways, Groundhog Day apparently was also originally observed on February 14th, but we don't want to have conflicting holidays. Old Puxatawny Phil got his holiday moved out, and Valentine's Day moved right into February 14th. And the popular medieval folk belief that birds choose their mates on February 14th made doves a favorite symbol for Valentine's cards. So if you ever wonder why doves tends to be a symbol of love, it is because apparently it's an old folk belief that the doves choose their mates on this day, February 14th. Valentine's Day was first introduced to Japan in 1936 and has become widely popular. However, because of a translation error made by a chocolate company, only women buy Valentine's chocolate for their spouses. In fact, it's the only day of the year many single women will reveal their crush on a man by giving him chocolate. The men don't return the favor until White Day. It's a type of answer day to Valentine's Day, which is on March 14th. So this is kind of like the old school way of poking somebody on Facebook. Like you'd poke them and they poke you back like a month later. This was Valentine's Day for the women, and then the men would respond a month later. So very interesting. Also, nearly 10 new candy conversation hearts. You know those little tiny hearts that have the sayings on there? They're introduced each year, 10 new ones. Recent additions have included Yeah Right, Puppy Love, and Call Home. Those are three of the newest ones. And on Valentine's Day in 2010, 39,000 people in Mexico City broke the record for the world's largest group kiss. Oh, I'm guessing they kissed one other person, not each other. 39,000 people. Oh gosh. Started by a group of feminists, Quirky Alone Day is celebrated also on February 14th as another alternative to Valentine's Day. It is geared toward people who resist the tyranny of coupledom. Again, that's kind of in line with SAD, the Singles Awareness Day. Yeah, but I know for a lot of us out there, we are celebrating Valentine's Day. We're getting chocolates, we're getting flowers, we're going out to dinner, or like Sally James said, we're making a delicious romantic meal at home for our loved one. Be sure to celebrate. Live it as if it's your last day on earth. You have 4 hours to live. What are you going to do? You got that beautiful woman sitting across from you. What are you going to do? 4 hours to live. Come on, guys. What are you going to do? Make it the most special night that you can. And like John Nalen said, take that romance and spread it out through the rest of the year. Do those things for your wife or your girlfriend. Make her feel special. Make her feel important all throughout the year. But then what do you do on Valentine's Day? Man. Okay. This begs a lot more questions. We're going to have to analyze this later on another episode of the What's Cooking Today show. Guys, I'm Eric Hines, filling in for Michael Horn. If you missed any portion of the show, go to crntalk.com. Or if you want to check out the live video footage, go to tikilive.com, TIKILIVE.com. That's the place to go. Check it out and just put in CRN, and we're the first search result that pops up there. Just click on CRN, and you can watch the live in-studio video feed. You get to see me flapping my hands in the air. Very cool, making heart symbols, you know? There we go, like the kids do. They make the little heart symbol with their hands. Guys, check it out, tikilive.com, crntalk.com. For Michael Horn, I'm Eric Hines. Eat well, everybody, and happy Valentine's Day.
Which is most appropriate because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.crntalk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Senate confirms another